something that we've been advocating for a long time, is a weekly cap on the price of gas. So Nova Scotia was the first province who started that, and it brings a level of stability. Over time, it brings prices down, but there is no rhyme or reason why Sturgeon Fall can sell its gas at $1.29 and that we pay $1.44. And we pay $1.44 because people here in Nickel Belt, we drive long distance to go to work. So if you're working, you have money, you need to get there, you will pay what the market will bear. And the gas stations know this, and they increase the prices. There's no reason for this. We're being gouged more and more. Gas is becoming a necessity of life. If you can't make it to daycare, to work, to appointments, most parts of Nickel Belt we have no public transit, then the government has a mandate to step in. So here again, a low step, cap it at, if it was to be capped at $1.34 right now, the Sudbury stations would still make a profit. Sturgeon Fall can continue to sell at $1.29, but we would still be 10 cents a liter ahead of where we are now.
And really, all you have to do is designate one service station, like Petro-Canada or SE. You just pick one and make them sell at the cap. Everybody else will follow.
That's
You just
exactly.
have to pick one.
Yeah, and as I say, Nova Scotia was the first one. They look at the price of crude, they look at, like the forces of the industry, and there's, the petroleum industry is a lot stronger in Nova Scotia because of Irving and all of this, so, and they've looked.
Fair level.
Yeah, and they set it at a fair level. They still have a few gas stations that, for reason of their own, decides to sell below the cap. But you're not gonna go into a little village and end up being 10 cents over. The price is the same throughout Nova Scotia, and every now and again, there's stations that advertise they're below cap. Good for them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you, I don't wanna say disappointed, but are you surprised with the interest level?
At the door,
And
people are interested. We had a debate last Thursday night, and I was surprised with how few people came out. Mind you, the day before had been a tremendous rainstorm, and the day off was beautiful. It was a very nice night, so I could see where people would have had other priorities. But the people that were there, I thought, asked good questions.
But you were saying that when you went around afterwards, you discovered a lot of people saw that.
Yes, a lot of people followed it. I don't know if they followed it online or if they watch it online afterward, because I got a lot of chuckle at the door, kind of, well, I was looking for your orange suit, how come you were in pink? So I knew that they had seen it.
Yeah.
And it's not just a clip from the radio or something else that had played it, they had actually seen it, because they made jokes about me not wearing orange, which I wear lots during the campaign.
Right.
And they also would ask questions about, like, oh, Mr. Blaze said that, or Mr. Strigoning said that, and questions about what had been going on at the debate. But what I also got out of people that watched it is how come there was no question on healthcare, and how come there was so low on education. The answer to this is that it was a Chamber of Commerce debate, so the Chamber's priorities are, like red tape and business and the economy, which is what we focused on, which was fine. I mean, we knew this when we went in, but people are still interested in those issues. They're still interested in healthcare. Home care is a big one in my riding, and so is education. With all of the small schools that have closed are all in my riding. It is Capriol that closes, in Lone Lac that closes, in Our Lady of Fatima in Naughton, and then Alba. All of the schools in Nickel Belt closed to bring kids closer and closer to Sudbury. So kids school closures is a big issue. And wherever there's a review of a school, parents are nervous because they know review leads to
Yeah, there's usually something that comes out of a review.
some things being closed. This is one thing that is also in the NDP platform, and we call it our Healthy School Fund. And that's $35 million a year to make sure that we don't close any more community schools, that if possible, the school would become a community hub. So I can give the example of Lone Lac and Naughton, both in my writing. Naughton now does not have a community center anymore because it used to be the school. I remember playing badminton actually there after school, etc. Once the building is sold, and same thing with Lone Lac, and they, you know, like they don't have a place to gather anymore.
No, you use that community center, it's,
Long Lake is a community of its own. A lot of family have lived there, and they're second generation, and that was the place where they gathered. And now Long Lake residents have very low places to gather, and you lose this community spirit. And this is what makes a healthy community. People get to know one another, they get to know their neighbors, they get.
makes a healthy province too.
It makes a healthy province too, and we have seen too many of those, communities after communities losing their schools. So we are investing in keeping those schools open. The school board will have to have negotiations directly with the province on this, and the community. If the community is ready to play their part, the provincial government will help keeping smaller school open to serve the community interest, that we call it. Not only the kids that go to school there, but if they are not-for-profit groups that are interested, or parents association, or just a bunch of neighbors who wanna go shoot hoops or play badminton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Last 5 minutes, anything that you wanna sum up that we've missed or wrap up?
I would say the people of Ontario will get the best government possible if everybody goes to the poll, if everybody goes and vote. This year, for the first time, Election Ontario had brought a number of changes. The first one was that advance poll went on for a full week, so you had 7 days of advance poll, and you could vote anywhere in your riding. So you lived in Handler but happened to go by the poll in Chelmsford, or one night you were at your in-laws in Walden, and that's for every riding. So people could vote anywhere, and a much longer advance poll. So I hope we will know on Saturday how many people, actually, we should have got the numbers on last Saturday, I haven't looked at them yet, to see how many people took advantage of that. And now the election, if you don't know where you vote, you can call a candidate, you can call Election Ontario, but everybody will vote from 9 AM till 9 PM. So it's really to try to get as many people out to vote as possible. This is how we get the best government possible.
So that's why when you vote, you're signing a declaration that you've only voted once?
Yes.
It's okay. It's interesting. So I guess the last few days of the campaign is just continue doing what you've been doing. I guess most of the debates are over. It's just the last little flurry of.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many people make up their minds in the last 2 days,
I wouldn't be surprised, no.
or on their way to the poll.
I know, it's,
And there's more and more misinformation out there now. You know, like I get to the door and, the NDP wants to get rid of 100,000 jobs. No, that's the PC who wants to do this, it's not the NDP. And so they're just starting to get engaged and find out. I would say everybody has good website now. Go on the website, come on to the website of your show, you have posted all of the platform. I encourage people to get involved, and if it doesn't make sense to you, trust your good judgment, it's probably not right.
And I don't know if it's just because we're northerners, but I haven't noticed in the nickel belt riding anyway, the personality attacks among the candidates
Mhm.
that you're hearing all over the place. It seems like it's a matter of trying to decide who not to vote for,
Yeah.
rather than who to vote for. It must be, I don't know, like I say, in the nickel belt, I haven't seen the personal attacks. It's basically been about the issues,
Mhm.
and it's.
You're right.
I mean, it's nice to see.
Absolutely. I don't know why, I know why they do personal attacks. They work every
Yeah,
time.
I know,
They have been
unfortunately.
tried in the past. As much as people hate them, they work. They
Yeah.
paint people and they box people and they work. I can't stand this. I can't stand this. I have been in the House for 6.5 years. I have never screamed, I've never shouted. I stand up, I get recognized, I say what I have to say. I think I have been, like a good voice bringing the issue of nickel belt. But this idea that you will scream at the top of your lungs, no, you're not gonna be better heard because you start to scream, I don't like this, I don't do this. But I know that in Sudbury they've started doing that, and to me, it brings us all down. When people paint every politician's the same color, that's because of those kind of behavior. Like, when was the last time you scream at the top of your lungs to one of your coworker? You don't do this at work. Well, in my workplace, they do this every day. They do this every day. They say things that I would not say to my dog.
Yeah.
And they scream it out loud for the radio and the television to pick up.
Yeah, they pick it up.
And they pick it up and they make the top of the news. I will never make the top of the news. Never, because I will never do that.
That's a good place, I guess, to end and let you get back out on the trail, put your running shoes on, and
Absolutely. I'm in sandals now, but
Yeah.
good walking sandals.
good walking sandals. And enjoy the rest of the week. Yeah, we'll see what happens on Thursday. And,
We'll do.
And like I say, I'm pleased that, and we've got James Tregonning coming in after you, we've got Mark Blake coming in, and it was nice watching everybody at the debate and watching everybody during this very quick time period.
Mhm.
At least in the nickel belt, everything seems to be, it's about the issues, it's not about the people, and the more educated people are, the more informed the vote's gonna be.
Yeah, and the better off we will be. And if anybody wants to come to, which I hope will be my victory party, it's at Pluckers in Valcarin.
Pluckers in Valcarno, they just put a new outdoor patio
Yeah.
to commemorate the occasion, I
Yes,
guess.
everybody's welcome. Hopefully it'll be victory, otherwise it will be, it'll still be happy.
Well, it'll be what the people's choice is, and I guess as a resident of Nickel Belt in Ontario, that's all you can hope for,
Yeah.
that people make the choice.
Oh, yeah, and the people are never wrong.
People are never wrong.
Mhm.
Franz Gelinas, thank you, Franz Gelin, thank you very much for coming in. Ontario NDP party candidate in Nickel Belt, and ask everyone to stay tuned. At 1 o'clock, we have James Tregonning with the Liberal Party coming in, and we're gonna be doing the same type of show, just having a chat and wrapping things up. So good luck, Franz. We'll
Thank
maybe
you
see
so
you at
much.
Pluckers.
All right,
Take care.
bye.